die Verbrennung der Amerikaner.
What is up, my beautiful mates of YouTube? My name is Aussie Marcel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my top 5 favourite fragrances that I've been wearing lately. And there are 2 in particular that I've just been wearing the hell out of that I'm going to give special mentions to. But before I talk about that, I will be mentioning my fragrance of the day, and that is Tom Ford's Black Orchid Eau de Parfum. Dark, floral, sweet, chocolatey, dusty, earthy. To some, it smells very feminine, but to my nose, it's like that perfect middle ground between masculine and feminine. It is just an incredible fragrance, and every time that I smell it, it reminds me of one of my girlfriends from back in my past. Her bedroom smelled like this, and it's been a love affair ever since. I can't get enough of it. It's just perfection. It's nostalgic for me, but it's also one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Like, genuinely, it is maybe my favorite fragrance of all time. I love ombre leather. I love Tuscan leather by Tom Ford as well. They're both immaculate, impeccable scents. But Black Orchid, just for that nostalgia's sake, it's got this very special spot in my heart, and every time I smell it, I'm whisked back to an amazing period in my life. So yeah, performance is 48 hours plus, you know, one spray on your t-shirt and it's gonna stay there until after you've washed it a couple of times. That's how potent this one is. Although some people say that the performance isn't what it used to be. That's not my experience, but yeah. So you're gonna be paying over $200 Australian for this one. If you want something a little more feminine, perhaps, like if you're watching this video and you want something very feminine that's similar to this, try Velvet Orchid. It's also very attractive. It's got a dark floral character to it as well. But yeah, Black Orchid, it is on the pricey side. If you want a cheaper alternative, check out Oud 24 Hours. That is an immaculate scent for $50 Australian on eBay, so check that one out. We're going to be starting off with Zadig & Voltaire's This Is Him. Vanilla, incense, and amber. There's not a huge amount of notes here, but the notes that are presented in the highest of quality and in the best of ways. Plus, it's also got one of the best bottle designs of all time, in my opinion at least. Performance is immaculate, 24 hours plus easily. This will last through a shower if you're not careful, so mind how many times you spray this. And in all honesty, you could wear this on a mild summer's day. I wouldn't advise it in the highest of heat summer weather, but for the most part, if you've got the right sort of style and aesthetic, you're going to be able to get away with this one. If you want an earthier interpretation of this, with more patchouli, check out Zadig & Voltaire's Just Rock. It's very similar, but it dials down some of that smokiness and some of that vanilla quality and replaces it with patchouli. So it is a very attractive scent. Occasionally I'll smell this and go, no, this is my favorite one of the bunch. But nah, I think This Is Him just edges it out, to my nose at least. But it's still incredible. Both fragrances, you know, if you can find for under $80 Australian, pick them up. The performance alone for that price is unbeatable. Next up, we've got Lalique's Encre Noir, and you can find this for anywhere between $70 and $80 Australian. So, there are a lot of bush areas near where I live, and when it's bushfire season, and you can smell those eucalypts, you can smell those gum trees burning, it smells an awful lot like Encre Noir. There's like almost a camphorous quality to this. It's deeply piney, it's smoky, it's resinous. Although it's a men's scent, I would still say that this one is unisex just by how dark, smoky, and woody it is. It's like a fairy tale of a fragrance, you know? It's like Hansel and Gretel, it's Little Red Riding Hood. It evokes those sort of deeply ingrained fairy tales that we get told when we're children. It reminds me of them very strongly. I can't stop smelling it. Performance is solid at 12 hours plus. I should say it's great at 12 hours plus. Definitely check this one out. It's incredibly attractive, it performs well, and it's affordable for most people. Next up, let's go with the next most expensive one. Narciso Rodriguez Bleu Noir for him, and this is one of my special mentions. It's got a beautiful vetiver note, it's a little musky, and it's got the best bottle design I've ever seen. Like a deep midnight blue, matte, spicy, a little fresh, a little musky, a little smoky with that vetiver note. I think there's like a running theme with all of these, and they've all got some sort of smoky facet, except Black Orchid. Yeah, this fragrance, 12-hour plus performance. It smells incredible, the box looks incredible, presentation looks incredible. I mean, just have a look at this one again. It's just pure class. Performance is very good. You're gonna get massive compliments for this. More so than anything else I have featured or will feature in today's video. I think this is the most mainstream, mass appealing, safest pick of the bunch. But in saying that though, there's enough here, there's enough complexity here, there's enough performance here to make even somebody that's almost exclusively into niche fragrances, they're gonna find something to appreciate about this one. Rumors are that it has been discontinued. I really hope that isn't the case, because this is an impeccable fragrance and it gets a special mention. If you want something earthier and more musky, check out the original Narciso Rodriguez for him. That is very musky, and it's got this like Pedica rain on hot concrete sort of smell. It's got that sort of deep earthy muskiness to it. But if you want something fresher, more mass appealing, with like a really realistic vetiver, slightly, ever so slightly smoky, subtle smoky note, check out Bleu Noir. Next up at $130 for 50 ml, we've got Haze by Who is Elijah. Sweet, smoky, woody. This fragrance performs well at about 10 to 12 hours depending on how many sprays you use. And it's a unisex scent, vegan, cruelty-free, things that I've said before that I love and hold near and dear to my heart. The presentation may be a little basic to some people, but it's not so much about the presentation as it is about the fragrance. It reminds me of burning caramel. It's got this like burnt sugar, caramel, smoky note to it. It's very attractive. It's almost like that cross between hot burning sugar and wood smoke. If you can sort of imagine the two of those together, you've got a pretty good idea of what this fragrance smells like. It's very attractive. It reminds me of Ragbar's Wood Intense as well, and that's significantly cheaper at $70. So if you want a similar fragrance to this, but much cheaper, check out Ragbar's Wood Intense. Performance for that one is incredible as well. But yeah, this one, for the money, for what you're getting, it's a very good fragrance. Great, I would say. It's right up my alley, and it may be right up your alley too. And last but not least, we've got my last special mention as well, and that is Prada L'Homme Intense for Men. Fantastic looking packaging and presentation, very classy. It is Prada after all. And what you get here, powdery, iris, woody, tiny bit of leather. It's sophisticated, it's classy. It's one of the most versatile fragrances of all time. You're gonna be able to pull this off all seasons, all occasions. And the performance, one spray will get you 12 hours of performance. It is an absolute monster when it comes to performance. The longer you let this one sit and oxidize, the better it's gonna perform. So if you can hold off wearing it for a month or two, that's what I would recommend. It is a very masculine fragrance, but I wouldn't begrudge a woman for wearing this one. I think it would suit the right kind of woman. I can't stop smelling it, it's pure class. There is something about the note of iris though that not everybody loves. It can come across as quite bug sprayish and, you know, fly sprayish to some people. So maybe give it a couple of trial runs first in your workplace to see if it's going to offend people or not. In my experience, for the most part though, this is a very popular fragrance. People love to smell this one on me, and it's an incredibly attractive, sexy fragrance. People love this one. And for the odd person that's going to dislike it, I think you can live with the fact that one or two people may not like to smell this one because everyone else is going to adore it. So yeah, pricing though, considering that it may probably be discontinued, You can see this one for over $200 Australian. I don't know if I would recommend it at that price. I would probably recommend buying, I don't know, one of the Dior Homme fragrances instead, if you can find it cheaper. But as with anything in life, don't overpay for something that you don't need to overpay on. But I would pay quite a bit of money for this fragrance just purely because it is very attractive. So those are my 5 fragrances, my 5 favorite fragrances that I've been wearing lately. If you've ever worn them before, let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. And until my next video, my name is Aussie Marcel, and I'll catch you guys around.